Welcome back to our course on SAP Materials Management. In this session, we will talk about physical stock verification. For any organization, maintaining accurate inventory is very important. There are many transactions which are going on. Hundreds of transactions are going on in an organization. So during which there may be some differences which will be happening. So there may be a stock which is available in book stock, but it is not physically available. Or physically material is available, but in book stock it is not available. If the difference is there, one, it is affecting the customer service, or it is affecting the valuation of the inventory of the organization. So periodically or on based on cycle method, there are many different methods are there. The stock verification has to be done. So the types of stock verifications we are not discussing here. Based on the modules implemented, inventory counting in SAP can be done in many ways. Those things we are not going to detail. At the same time, inventory counting with material management transactions are used when the warehouse management module is not implemented. Inventory counting with warehouse management module transactions when warehouse management is there. Also inventory counting through Fiori. Like these different methods are there. In this session, we'll be discussing how to manage the stock differences and how to post them through MM transactions. And this is very important. This has to be done on regular basis. So the stock counting methods, those things, maybe I'll be covering in a different session, that what are the different kind of stock takings, how to make them, how to prepare for the stock taking, those things I'll cover in different session. Before going to the session, let us review the answers for the previous session's quiz. What are the different scenarios of goods issue? Goods issue can be done in different scenarios, right? Consumption to cost centers, or scrap, sampling, production order consumption, subcontracting, sales, all these transactions will be consuming the material which are goods issue. What are the two methods of goods issue to production order? We issue the production order with materials to production order either manually or automatically through backflash indication, through production order confirmation. What is the prerequisite to trigger the backflash? Backflash indicator has to be set either in metal master or in work center or in routing or in production. These are the prerequisites to trigger the backflash. If a component is having backflash indicator, how to issue the metal to the production order? When a component is having backflash indicator, it cannot be issued through MIGO to a production order. It should be issued through goods movement while doing production order confirmation. Which T code replaces MB1A, MB1B and MB1C? All these transactions are replaced by one code. That is a MIGO. MIGO replace all these T codes. Physical stock verification is very important in any organization. Here we will discuss how to create physical inventory document, how to print inventory document, how to enter them into system. In case of recounting is required, how to perform it and how to post the inventory documents. Here we see various steps involved in stock taking. First, we have to prepare for the physical count, then create the inventory count document, print the physical inventory document, perform the physical counting, enter the physical count, then check the difference. If the difference is within tolerance, post the inventory document. This is one step. If the difference is not within tolerance, then we have to create the recount physical document, then print the recount inventory document, perform the physical recounting, and then again, if the difference is within tolerance, post the inventory document. If the difference is not within the tolerance, to carry out the stock taking again, and then confirm the count, and then post the inventory documents. While posting the inventory document, system will create metal document and accounting document. This is the general step, various steps involved. We are going to discuss all these steps in this session. For any stock counting, the physical preparation is very important. Preparation, no, because we have to prepare material, we have to prepare resources, we have to prepare the shop floor, we have to prepare the materials. All these things we need to do. Those preparations have to be done. And the next step is we need to create the physical inventory document. Physical inventory document is created through the menu bar shown here. or with the transaction MI01. First enter what is the plant and store location in which physical counting has to be carried out, and then the posting block. Normally, a delay existing between metal movement and the posting of the movement, discrepancies may arise between the physical warehouse stock and the book inventory. To remove the discrepancies during the physical inventory count, we should set the posting block indicator on the initial screen of the count document as shown here. The posting block is automatically removed when the counting results are posted after the physical inventory count. Next is the freeze book inventory. If an inventory count has not been completed, the book inventory balance can be frozen in the physical inventory document with the freeze book inventory indicator. This option prevents the book inventory balance from being updated by any goods movements, which could lead to incorrect inventory differences. Please understand these two, posting block and freeze book inventory. So these things will be very much useful when you are conducting the inventory counting. Next is the text field. Some text field like physical inventory number, physical inventory reference, these are available for the inventory controller to maintain additional details about the physical inventory process. Details maintained in these fields are then available in the header details of the physical count document. The same details will also be available in reporting purpose. Now we are into the transaction. Enter the materials which have to be counted. As part of the preparatory activity, list of materials for each inventory count document can be prepared in Excel and pasted into the column to save time. It is also possible to enter the stock type, like whether we are going to do the stock in the unrestricted use, quality inspection, or blocked stock for each material. After entering all the details, press enter. Since we entered three materials, when I press the enter there, so the system will show the further line from the line 4 here. Now to want to see the details, click the header button so that we see the details of the document. Here we see the document details here. From header screen, click the details icon so that we can see the details of the document. So we have to drive through all these details and then see wherever possible details so that we will try to use them as maximum as possible. Click the save icon, then physical inventory document is saved. So now we created the physical inventory document. After creating physical inventory document, for some reasons we may need to change the physical inventory documents, like adding some new items or deleting few items. Changes are done through transaction MI02. First, let us see how to add new items. To add new items, press new items icon. Enter the materials to be added and click save icon. Physical inventory document is updated. If we need to delete some items from the physical inventory document, it is done through MI02 only. Type the document number and enter to open the document. Select the items to delete and press deletion indicator button. Deletion flag is activated. Then save the document. Document is updated. Next, we need to print the physical inventory document. Print is done through transaction MI21. Enter the required details like document number, plant, store location, and then execute the transaction. There is a print preview option to see the documents, and then we can print the document to the designated printer. Print the documents and bring them for the physical inventory counting. Printed physical inventory document will appear as shown here. The details available in the document are like materials, store locations, and status like not yet counted, deleted item, etc. We can see the status also here. When we create physical inventory document through MI01, we need to enter materials either individually or through copy from Excel list like that. There is an option to create physical inventory document for multiple materials based on few selection criteria. It is done through transaction MI31. We may also notice there are many options like MIK1, MIE1, MIQ1, MIM1, MIW1, MIV1 like that. There are options to block and freeze metals in block. It is suggested to practice these transactions because these things will help a lot to simplify the process. Back to MI31, in the database section, we can select materials based on plant, storage location, material type or material group. And then physical inventory documents may be created and directly or through a batch process. Here we selected to create the documents directly. Also, we can ask the system to restrict either number of items or number of materials per physical document. This is also one thing, no? If in one page I want to have only 10 materials or only 5 materials or 15 materials, because there may be some area where lot of discrepancies will be there. We have to take lot of notes, means we can have only 10 materials in that paper, so that we can take some lot of notes there. If there is no problem, means we can take 20 materials in the page also, we can just take the document. So this is also option available there. We continue the discussion on the selection parameter in MI31, and now we can select the items above or below specified stock value or sales value. There is option to select items with zero stock, items without zero stock, etc. We may also restrict the type of stocks to be included in the physical inventory, like unrestricted stock, quality inspection stock, block stock, etc. Other details like counting date, posting the block, pre-stock are also available in this selection parameter section. We have various options to sort the list in the physical inventory document. Based on the need, parameters may be selected and ensure all those materials are counted. After selecting all required parameters, execute the transaction. As per our selection criteria, documents were created with a maximum 20 items per document. With printed documents, now we have to carry out the physical counting. Let us have a look at the stock details before we start physical counting. This may be checked through transactions like MB52, MMBE or other inventory reports, and we are going to cover inventory reports in the next session in detail. Here we see the stock details through MB52. With printed count sheets, stocks are counted and captured. For the materials with the status deleted, the stock was not counted because it is deleted now. After completing physical counting, we need to enter the materials into the system to validate. Counted stocks are entered into physical inventory document through MI04. Enter required details like a document number, fiscal year, count date, etc. There is a field variance in percentage. Variance in percentage is used to get a warning message when entry of count is more than the given variance. Here we enter 10% variance. Under the quantity column, we need to enter the counted inventory details. Please take note of the unit of entry, because whatever we counted, the unit of measurement should align here. If there is a nil stock for the selected material, enter zero count. This is very important. If you leave it as blank without quantity entry, system will consider it as not counted. So it will prompt us to count it again and again. While entering the quantity for one specific material, the system gives the message based on the variance percentage. For example, quantity counted for the material differs from the book value balance 4 pieces. This is because it is more than the 10% variation what we indicated there. So enter the counted details for the materials and save the document. The document is saved. When we try to enter the count for already entered document, system will not allow to enter. So if it is not allowing, now we have to check these things. If it is already counted, we will not be able to enter them again. Now the stock quantity, what is entered and also what is the book stock, these things have to be compared here. So now we have to come to the transaction MI20, enter the plant and physical inventory document and execute the transaction. MI20 report identifies the book quantity, counted quantity, difference quantity, if any. After the differences have been identified, the count can be repeated to check the differences, or the differences can be posted when approved by the management. Management must decide how to resolve the inventory differences. This is very important because the source of the inventory differences have to be addressed. Then only further differences will not occur in the future. In case it is observed there are many deviations or it is out of tolerance in the inventory count, it may be decided to recount the inventory. Physical inventory document for recount is created through MI11. Enter the details like document number, fiscal year, count date, etc. Threshold value is the value which is used to trigger physical inventory recount for items for which the difference quantity is greater than or equal to the threshold value. Items with the difference within threshold value will not appear in the recount document because we are creating the document with reference to another physical inventory document. If the differences are within tolerance, those things will not appear here, but we have to mention it here. Then it will make our job easier so that we find out what are the major differences only, they will come into the recount. There is further option to select the items for which recount to be has to be done. Now we are having the list of metals which are displaying here. Let us select only the first two components for a recount and save this. For recount purpose, another document will be created. Counter details have to be entered in the new document as per the procedure we discussed just now. When we try to recount the same document again, system will show only the balance item to recount. Since we already counted the recounting for the first two items, here system will show only the third item to select for recount. So again, system will consider all these aspects. So there are many options which are available here in SAP for the inventory counting. We should try to use all these features. So now we saw that how to do the inventory counting, and then if there is a variation, how to do the recounting, all these things. Now after checking all these recounting and confirming all those activities, now we need to post the difference into the system. The inventory counted are posted in multiple ways. Each physical inventory document wise, it is posted through MI07. Multiple physical inventory documents wise, MI20. Entering without any reference, MI10. First we will discuss entry with the inventory document MI07. In MI07, enter the document number and go into the document. Here we see the component that whatever we selected now, the third item only we selected because other two items are counted in another document, they will not appear here. Next, enter the reason for the difference and then save the document. Physical inventory is posted. When the physical inventory is posted, please take note there are two movement types are used. 701 is used to increase the stock in books. 702 is used to decrease the books stock. So now for our checking purpose, let us compare the stock before inventory counting that was taken through MB51 and then the stock which is appearing after the inventory counting that is again taken through MB52. We can see the physical stock of 8 numbers is updated in the system. Now we will discuss posting the inventory for multiple physical inventory documents through MI20. System brings out book quantity, counted quantity, difference in quantity, and value for selected physical inventory documents. We may select the items and post the difference here if it is agreed. Posting the inventory documents would have created metal documents and accounting documents. Through MB51, list of metal documents is displayed. By double clicking the metal document, we can see the accounting documents, and for selected items, documents are posted as expected. So in this session, we discussed what are the various steps involved in physical stock verification, transaction for each step with a detailed discussion, and what are the documents posted during physical stock verification. Now let us see some quiz questions for this session. What is physical stock verification? What is posting block? Is it possible to add new items or delete items from inventory document? What are the different options available to create physical inventory documents for multiple materials? How to get an alert while entering physical inventory document? Is that if there is a nil stock for material during counting, what should be done? Is it possible to enter the count for the already counted document? What documents are created while posting physical stock variations? Which movement types are involved in physical stock verification? In the next session, we will discuss some reports related to inventory management. Meanwhile, practice the stock verification process. Please give your feedback to improve the flow and contents. Meanwhile, please suggest to your friends and colleagues to subscribe to this channel so they also get the benefit of knowledge sharing. See you in the next session. Take care. Bye.